So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down my UFC chads in every weight class, the biggest chads in every UFC weight class. Obviously, these are just the male weight classes because it wouldn't really make sense to have female chads, if we're being honest. So I just want to explain my rationale for, what defines a chad in this context of my list. So in order to be a chad, an MMA chad, you sort of need to, you need to be a bit based, if you will. You need to be a bit based. You need to just have that will to win in your fights. You need to really go out there, fight sort of blood and guts. You know, maybe you're pressuring forward type of style. You're not getting out of people's faces. You're just going in there, and your will to win is just insane, and you show a lot of heart. Uh, so yeah, these are just that's just my rationale for this list. And, just overall, you look at this guy and you say, wow, what a fucking Chad as well. That is another rationale for this as well. They just look like a Chad, okay? So that is my rationale for this list. And without further ado, let's get into my list. So, my first fighter is, of course, for the flyweight division. Who fucking else? Manel Kape. It has to be Manel Kape. Like, this guy, fun fighter, powerful fighter for the flyweight division. He's got really good power. He beats the fuck out of people when he fights. Like, when he wins brutally, or he puts on a back and forth banger. But as we've seen against that short notice replacement Felipe dos Santos, he still went in there, had an absolute war with him. He won that fight clearly. A lot of people were saying Felipe dos Santos won. He didn't win that fight, but still, Manel Kape, he stands on business. Manel Kape is not someone he's not someone who's going to back down. We've seen it at the UFC 293 press conference. He gets up, he's calling Kai Kara France a fucking coward. Kai Kara France, you're a fucking coward. He's yelling all this stuff out. He's talking shit to Kai Kara France while being on the same table as Israel Adesanya. It does him stand up. And then Israel Adesanya stands up. And Manel Kape, he just says, "What are you doing? Sit down." He's yelling at him, "What are you standing up for?" And he's telling him to be respectful. And he said, "I'll fucking fight you." He he's really going at Israel Adesanya, facing off with him. Like, these guys are separated by fucking like 5 weight classes, 6 weight classes. Flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight, welterweight, middleweight, 6 weight classes between them. And he's literally trying to fucking fight the UFC middleweight champion. No fear in Manel Kape. This guy has no fear. This guy, in another lifetime, if Manel Kape was born maybe 400, 500 years ago, he'd be fucking battling on the battlefields in Angola against, I don't know, enemy tribes or something like that. He would be a fucking warrior. He would be an absolute warrior in another lifetime. He would be leading the fucking charge. Maybe fighting the Portuguese or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly what he would be doing, but he would be some sort of warrior. Like, come on, Manel Kape. And the thing is, he completely doubles down on it as well. Israel Adesanya apologizes to him backstage, and he fucking just straight says, "If you want to fight, we're not brothers. Just because you're African and I'm African, we're not brothers. I'll fight you." He was calling him out for a street fight. He was saying he's never lost a street fight. Manel Kape, absolute Giga Chad. One of the only guys who can be that short and be a genuine, absolute Giga Chad is Manel Kape. Like, he's just is the fucking Chad. He just is. Not many people the size of Manel Kape can be that much of a Chad, but Manel Kape is the biggest Chad in the flyweight division. And yeah, that there's no denying. I don't care what anyone says, no denying it. Manel Kape, absolute Giga Chad. Okay, so I know people are going to say, this guy isn't the most entertaining fighter. It's Merab Devash's Willie. Sometimes his fights aren't the most entertaining, but we did see against Marlon Moraes, his will to win, getting dropped all over the place, getting the shit beat out of him. He comes back, gets a comeback victory in that fight. That was a Chad moment. That was an absolute Chad moment. Got fucking rocked all over the place. Was like, he was on death's door in that fight. We also seen against Ricky Simone. He's fucking choked out. He is like out in of consciousness, in and out, fucking multiple times, waving his feet around so he can stay awake. Like, that is one of the most Chad things I've ever seen. He got fucked over there. Should have given him the win because he did. He was clearly ahead in that fight. But the way he was moving, he was not quitting. He was not giving up. And we got to factor in some other things. He said that if he lost to Peter Yan, because he was Russian, and as people know, Merab Dvalishvili is from Georgia, the country of Georgia. Georgia and Russia have a big, big history. Not a good history either. Georgians typically not big fans of Russian, like at all. I was going to say fighters, but just not big fans of Russians at all. Georgians really do not like Russians. They also got recently invaded in like 2008, so there's still a lot of fresh hatred there between the two groups. Obviously, I'm not saying every Georgian and every Russian hate each other, but I'm just saying there is a large, there is just a large hatred because of, they got to deal with Russia's shit all the time. But still, when he was fighting Peter Yan, he straight said, if I lost to Peter Yan, I would have gone home and killed myself. And I don't think he was joking. I think he was genuinely serious. He said he would have killed himself if he lost to Peter Yan. Like that is a next level fucking like mindset to have. Like he straight said he would end his own existence, end his life if he lost to a Russian. Like Jesus fucking Christ. Now there is a thing with Aljo, but I guess that's just Chad moment there. He doesn't even give a fuck about a belt. He's like, oh, fuck a belt. I just want to, I'm bodyguard for Aljo. I beat everyone for Aljo. I know fight Aljo. I beat everyone for Aljo. Like he doesn't give a fuck. He just goes and beats everyone for Aljo. Why not? He's true friendship there. You can never say Marab's about the money or anything like that. He just does this because he fucking loves it. He just loves it, and we got to factor it in. Merab Dvalishvili, he gets all the bitches. He gets all the bitches. He's outside of the cage. I'd say he's probably a bigger Chad than when he fights. Like he's out climbing fucking poles. For absolutely no reason at all. He just climbs poles, gets with bitches. Like there is so many photos of him. Like, I mean, in my opinion, this is just my humble opinion as a as a stud myself. Not the highest caliber of women, but there is a clip where he's like with four women, just hanging out with four women. They are not very hot at all. But hey, still, the man's pulling. But let's not forget he's short. He's a short king. It's a bit harder for the short kings to get women sometimes. So respect to Merab Dvalishvili for getting this one done. He can get some women. There's a photo of him with a very, very tall black woman as well, who is an attractive woman. So Merab Dvalishvili punching above his weight. I was gonna say his weight, but his height. Like literally, like the man. The man just likes to fuck apparently. I guess because I don't know. I've seen some messages where Merab will like message women. And just a Chad mindset. I remember he messaged some woman in a group chat I was in at like fucking. It would have been like 2:30 a.m. fucking New York time, so I don't know. Fucking Merab Dvalishvili wants what Merab Dvalishvili wants. Absolute fucking Chad. So yeah, that's why I got Merab Dvalishvili as my bantamweight Chad. Anyway, moving on. I mean, who else was gonna be my featherweight Chad? Like, come on, man. How could it not be the great himself, Alexander the Great? It has to be him. I know people are gonna say Topuria or this, Topuria that. Alexander Volkanovski is in a fucking tight-ass guillotine fight, Brian Ortega, and he will not tap. This man will not die in there. He will. He'd rather die than lose. He's not going to tap, I should say. This man's will to win, fucking, I don't know. That is one of his best assets, his will to win, his will not to lose. He was willing to fucking die and go out cold than tap. Like, I generally believe, like, if you're going to have to put him out cold or break his limbs to get like, a submission win, because Alexander Volkanovski does not quit in there. He absolutely does not quit. And this man's not scared of anyone. Goes in there. I know he loses. He loses to Islam Makhachev on short notice. But who the fuck is going to go in there on, 7 days notice and fight Islam Makhachev? Like, that is insane. That is fucking crazy. Nobody else is that insane to do this. Nobody's a fucking Chad like Alexander Volkanovski. Nobody is doing the things he does. No champion would go in. He could have just happily gone in and beat all the featherweights. Easily got featherweight GOAT status. But instead he goes in there and takes a massive risk. 2 times in 1 year he goes up and fights Islam Makhachev. Massive lightweight. Fucking absolute massive lightweight. He doesn't fucking care. Alexander Volkanovski would step in there against fucking Francis Ngannou if he got asked to. Like, the guy's balls are fucking massive. The guy's balls are too big for his own good. He's 5'6", but absolute Giga Chad is Alexander Volkanovski. Almost gets choked out by Brian Ortega, escapes it, and then proceeds to absolutely beat the living shit out of Brian Ortega like he stole money from his fucking daughter's baked cookie sales or some shit. It was like his fucking. It's like Alexander Volkanovski's daughter opened up a lemonade stand and Brian Ortega like fucking drank some lemonade without paying, and his daughter was upset. It's like Volk was literally just beating the fuck out of him for something like heinous like that, a fucking dirtbag move like that. So that's why you gotta have Alexander Volkanovski as the biggest Chad in the featherweight division, in my opinion. And also, let's not forget, this guy started at 280,000 pounds. He was massive. He went from fucking light heavyweight, well, middleweight, I think it was. He went down from every division, fighting all these guys twice his size. His only loss before Islam Makhachev was a guy, fucking Corey Nelson, who was twice his size. Corey Nelson fought at middleweight as well himself. Massive fucking guy. Like, he looked fucking ginormous. And Volkanovski went 3 rounds with that guy. Like, Volk is not scared of no man on the planet. Sometimes, it doesn't work out for him. Especially, maybe he's a bit too much of a Chad for his own good. Fights Islam Makhachev on like 8 days' notice, whatever it was. And then fucking now, one is trying to fight Ilia Topuria in January. Like, the man's fucking insane. Alexander Volkanovski is crazy. Like, let's just be real. The guy is fucking mad in the head, but like the man got emotional because he didn't get to beat the shit out of enough people in a year. Like, the man just needs a goal. Absolute Chad when it comes to that. The man just needs a goal to fucking not go insane. Like, he just needs someone to focus on, someone to plan on beating the shit out of. Absolute Giga Chad is Alexander Volkanovski, in my opinion. Now, this man, it just couldn't have not been this man. Like, there is just no way that the guy fights like a Chad. He looks like a Chad. Former fucking special forces. He's only 27 years old. He was already a special forces in the French military. Like, how the fuck is it not him? Benoit Saint Denis, obviously, he is the lightweight Giga Chad. Come on. How is it not? He was a member of the 1st Marine Infantry Paratroopers Regiment, which is a unit of the French Army Special Forces Command. He served in Mali during the war and more generally in West Africa, fighting terrorist groups. He was awarded the Medal of the Nation's Gratitude and the Combatant's Cross in September 2017. He left the army after 5 years of service in March 2019. This guy, absolute fucking Chad, man. Like, just his backstory alone, I haven't even spoke about his fights or anything. The guy literally fought terrorists. Like, come on. The guy was fighting terrorists. Like, that's just instant Chad status. Like, come on. But let's not just talk about that. Let's talk about his actual fights. Makes his debut on short notice, upper weight class against a roided up Alessio Dos Santos. He's getting the shit beat out of him in that fight. He doesn't fucking care. He's a Chad. Most people, they would quit in the corner or something, Not this guy. This guy still comes out. He's getting the shit beat out of him. The referee should have stopped the fight. But he actually lands a big shot at one point. He's still fighting. He's still swinging to the end. He takes an ungodly amount of damage. People are like, oh yeah, shit, this guy's career's over. Yeah, no coming back from this. Yeah, he's done for. You don't say that about Benoit Saint Denis. This man is never out. You have to fucking kill the god of war to stop the war from happening. He fucking goes back down to lightweight, destroys Nicolas Stolze, destroys Gabriel Miranda. Beats the shit out of and breaks Ismael Bonfim. Goes in there, breaks Thiago Moises. Goes in there, head kick KOs Matt Fravola. Like, this guy is an absolute fucking Chad. Absolute fucking Chad. Like, that's the only way you can describe this guy, is an absolute fucking Chad. Like, just look at the guy. The guy is just a Chad. The way he fights, he goes in there, runs at you, starts landing body kick after body kick. He's not scared to get punched in the face. He breaks every French stereotype. There's this stereotype about the French that they, oui, here, oui, surrender. There's this whole, white flag mentality that people paint on the French. But Benoit Saint Denis, absolute fucking Chad. He proves the stereotype wrong. He goes in there fucking brawling, goes in there, throws a big kick after big kick, gets hit with a big shot, gets taken down, reverses position, gets back up right in your face. He never gets out of your face. Benoit Saint Denis is going to be in your face that whole fight. And if you're not fucking You know, if it's too hot for you, then get out of the kitchen. You know, get out of the fucking fight because he's gonna break you. Benoit Saint Denis goes in this to absolutely break you. The guy's a fucking absolute Chad. That's why I got Benoit Saint Denis as my lightweight Chad. Like, you can't have anyone else. Maybe second place, you could probably have maybe Justin Gaethje. You know, Gaethje's the same guy who says he wants to die in the cage and all this. Or maybe you have Islam Makhachev or Charles Oliveira, but I think it's Benoit Saint Denis. This guy, just his backstory alone makes him a fucking Chad, but just his fight style and everything too. You can tell this guy was fighting terrorists. I'm sure he has like fucking hundreds of kills or something because he fucking goes in there like he is willing to die, and he's been at the face of fucking death. He's been dealing with the fact that he could die for years in combat, and now he's just fighting in a cage for a living. Of course he's not gonna be scared. Guy's a fucking absolute G. So yeah, that's why I got Benoit Saint Denis as my lightweight Chad. Alright, now this one is going to be probably not a Chad you're expecting, but I got Jack Della Maddalena here. I know people probably expecting Shavkat Rakhmonov or something like that, but hear me out. This is why I have Jack Della Maddalena as my Chad for the welterweight division. The guy doesn't talk any trash. He just goes in there, beats the shit out of people. They ask him who he wants next. Just give me anyone. You know, just fucking, I don't care. Just give me anyone. I'll fight whoever. Like, that's all he needs to say. Like, he's not joking. He'll fight fucking anybody you put in front of him. He's the only man who's called out Shavkat Rakhmonov himself. Like, this is the only guy saying Shavkat Rakhmonov's name, saying, I want to fight the best in the world. I want to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov. You know, he's said all this stuff, like, and he says what he does. He doesn't say he's going to go in there and try and win a decision. I know his last two fights were decisions, but he always says, I'm going to go in there and damage people. He goes in there and damages people. You know, just the way he fights, he absolutely fucking murks people. Brutal KO after brutal KO. You know, look at his nose. Look at the fucking guy's nose. People say, oh, why doesn't he go and get that fixed? It's like, why would I get it fixed? I'm going to get hit in my nose anyway. It's like, that's what he says. That is what Jack Della Maddalena says. I love the mindset. Why would I go get my nose fixed? I'm going to get hit in it anyway. Justin Gaethje got his nose fixed, and Jack Della Maddalena put a story up. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you go and get it fixed? Like, the guy's just got a Chad mindset. I know he's not a talker or anything like that. He just goes in there and handles business. Flies all the way to America, beats the fuck out of someone, flies back home, hangs out with his son. Like, you know, the guy's family orientated. That is a Chad mindset as well. You got to add, you know, just being a good father is being a Chad. I know, sounds weird, but in this day and age, being a good dad is actually a Chad thing to do. So I have Jack Della Maddalena as my welterweight Chad. Maybe not a popular opinion, but I think it's the right opinion in my humble opinion, and it's my video, so it's correct literally in this video it is correct, so I'm right. It's Jack Della Maddalena as my welterweight Chad. Alright, so this one, I'm going with two Chads. Like, I just have to go for two Chads for this one. So, you know, these two are actually fighting, so this is the real Chads battle. But I have Dricus du Plessis, and then I got Sean Strickland. So, here's the fucking thing, you guys. Here's the fucking thing, you guys. There we go, that's a bit better. So, why do I have two guys on here? Let's just look at how Dricus du Plessis fights. Chad, like, he can be down fucking 2 rounds, 4 rounds. He is still going to be running out swinging. He can be gassed or tired. He's still going to be out there swinging big shots, and he's going to come back. You know, he went out there, beat the absolute fucking dog shit out of Darren Till. Like, really just badly beat the fuck out of him. Like, in that fight, he was brutalizing Darren Till in the first round. He gasses out so badly, everyone's like, oh, fuck, you know, Darren Till's coming, here comes Till. You know, Till comes in, wins the second round pretty easily. He's still getting taken down, though, by Dricus. That Chad mindset still coming, still taking him down. And then, the third round, after being absolutely gassed, being literally exhausted, he looked like fucking Jeff from the Wiggles. He was fucking... Wake up, Jeff. Like, he was fucking sleeping. He was asleep. You know, not literally asleep out there, but he was fucking gassed. He was tired. He looked like he could just take a nap after that fight. Like, he could have taken naps in between rounds. He was that gassed. But, you know, he's a Chad for a reason. Dricus du Plessis just comes back, subs Darren Till. You know, he gets taken down by Derek Brunson gets top mounted, reverses positions, pounds fucking Derek Brunson's fucking head through the canvas, like brutally. Makes them have to throw in the towel. He's that much of a Chad. You know, Dricus du Plessis chads his way to victory. You're going to be beating the shit out of him, but he's not going to stop moving forward. He's constantly going to be in your face. You know, the guy's powerful. The guy just looks like a Chad. Just look at Dricus du Plessis. How can you not have this guy as a Chad? Like, come on, man. He just looks like a Chad. And then we have the other guy. I have my middleweight list, Sean Strickland. Here's the fucking thing, you guys. No man who beats after cartoons is gonna beat me. And he fucking meant it. Sean Strickland meant it. He said, no man who beats after cartoons is gonna beat me. He went in there, he handled his business, he fucking roasted the fuck out of Israel Adesanya at the press conference. He said all the shit he was gonna do. So, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna outstrike Izzy, I'm not gonna shoot a takedown. He fucking did it. He went in there, beat the shit out of Israel on the feet. Literally not the way, like, he could have maybe gone in there and just grappled to a victory. Nah, that would be too easy. Sean Strickland always needs to, he always needs to take the path of most resistance. You know, most fighters will go in there for the path of least resistance, but no, Sean Strickland's the guy who went in there and stood and fucking banged with Alex Pereira like a fucking man. Like, you know, that is just fucking batshit crazy to do. Like, why would you do that? No man, no one's doing that except for Sean Strickland. Like, Sean Strickland is generally fucking batshit crazy. So that's why I gotta have Sean Strickland here. Like, come on, the man just beat the shit out of Israel Adesanya, talked all the shit during the press conference, and then went in. You know, he went in, he handed business. You know, I'm not fucking wearing shirts, mocking my ex-girlfriend, or fucking jerking off my dog. You know. He said that shit. He fucking roasted Israel Adesanya to smithereens, like literally fucking ended this man's career at the press conference. The whole fight was like, everyone's saying, oh, I can't wait for Sean Strickland at the press conference. Unfortunately, Izzy's gonna beat him, and I fought this myself. And then the fucking Chad himself walks out to fucking come marching, hoorah, 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 like a fucking metal version of it. I think it's Johnny Comes Marching Down. I think that's what it's called, something like that. Like an American wartime song, I think from the American Civil War or something like that. He fucking comes down fucking with the metal version of that playing and absolutely beats the fuck out of Israel Adesanya. Like, you know, absolute Chad. I have both of these guys on the list though, because I don't know who I can class as the bigger Chad. Obviously, there is a lot of Chads in this middleweight division though, like very chatty division. But I do have both of these men on the list, and we'll find out who the bigger Chad is when it's literally a Chad off. Sounds a bit sus, but you know, we'll find out who the bigger, better Chad is in January at UFC 297. So that should be a really good fight. Absolute fucking Chad matchup though. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so here is another double Chads for the light heavyweight division. I got Alex Pereira and Yuri Prochazka. I know they fought each other. I know Alex Pereira beat him, so you're thinking, well, how is Alex Pereira not the bigger Chad? But not just winning. Winning isn't the only reason that, like, you're a Chad. You know, you can be losing and you can still be a Chad. The reason why I have both of these men on here is just, like, Alex Pereira. Actually, let's get to Yuri Prochazka first. He was the loser, and this is why I'll explain why I still have him as one of the biggest Chads in the light heavyweight division. You know, he's stoic as fuck. You know, he goes in the fucking wilderness and screams like a madman, does all that stoic shit. But that's not the only reason why I have him on here. Fights like a Chad, always in your face. And the thing is, had a fucking horrible shoulder injury, rushes back, still fights, loses. But the thing is, he lost. Everyone's saying it was an early stoppage. Everyone's shitting on Mark Goddard. That was a horrible stoppage. Shit stoppage. Why the fuck would they stop that fight? You know, just constant shitting on the fight after shitting on the fight. But what does the Chad Yuri Prochazka do? He goes out there and says, no, I was out. I was out cold. Like, I was out. Literally goes in there and admits he was out. He could have taken the sneaky, snarky way and just says, no, I wasn't out. Like, that was an early stoppage. But no, the absolute Chad just admits he was out. Like, he doesn't lie or anything. Doesn't try and lie to, like, try and push for a rematch or something like that. No, he just straight admits, no, I was out. You know, he got me. He got me good. Like, that is just a Chad. That is something a Chad fucking does. So yeah, Yuri Prohaska, absolute Chad. And then obviously Alex Pereira. This man literally is only in MMA because Israel Adesanya talks some shit about him in an interview, saying he's going to be that guy at the bar. He's going to be that guy at the bar who, he's going to be telling some crack whore that I beat that guy once trying to get head from a crack whore, or what the fuck he said. Someone along them lines. I can't remember the exact quote. Alex Bay has seen that. He's like, oh, fuck this motherfucker. He's like, I know this fucking cunt didn't just say that. That pisses Alex Bayer off. He gets livid. He gets absolutely fuming. So he absolutely, hunts down Israel Adesanya in MMA. Goes on a tear in MMA. Knocks out Sean Strickland. Beats the shit out of Bruno Silva. And then, anyway, and he beat Andres Michailidis as well, and then beats Israel Adesanya, then has the rematch. He's almost he's looking good, but he gets it too aggressive, gets KO'd, and he moves up a division, beats Jan Blachowicz, the guy Israel Adesanya couldn't beat. That's another victory for Alex Pereira there. He beats the guy who beat Israel Adesanya in MMA. Then after that, it goes and does what Israel Adesanya couldn't do. He wins the light heavyweight championship. And then what does he do? He literally calls out Israel Adesanya again. Like, this guy doesn't give a fuck about belts or anything. He just wants to fucking hurt Israel Adesanya. Like, even though he lost the last fight, he's in a better space. Like, he's in a better spot right now than Israel Adesanya. He straight just says, let's fight Israel Adesanya, come on, come to daddy. Like, even though he lost the last fight, the guy just wants revenge. The guy has a competitive spirit. I don't even think it's like a complete hatred that Alex Pereira has. I think this guy's just so competitive. He's realizing the only guy who's been remotely competitive with him in the UFC has been Israel Adesanya. So I think he just has a lot of respect for him. I think it's more of a respect thing. Israel Adesanya takes it as a disrespect thing. I beat that guy once. Israel Adesanya says, I beat the light heavyweight champion, etc., all this bullshit. But Alex Pereira is an absolute Chad. Like, how could you not? The guy's stoic as fuck. The guy just lives his life, and you don't seem to understand. Like, that fucking song is literally his theme song, the stoic fucking theme song. Like, that song is literally just, anytime you hear that song, you're gonna think of Alex Pereira. Don't fucking lie to me. You think of Alex Pereira when you hear that song. Don't even bullshit me. So Alex Pereira and Yuri Prohaska, the two biggest chads of the light heavyweight division. That was a chat off, genuine chat off. But yeah, Yuri Prohaska still obviously a massive chad, so you have to still have him on here. Like, the guy could have lied, could have been a weasel and said, no, I wasn't out, but he just straight admits that no fighter is going to do that. You'll never see a fighter admit that, like Yuri Prohaska did. So yeah, you got to have Yuri Prohaska on here for sure. Now moving on to the last Chad. Like, I mean, come on, how could it be anyone else but Tommy Aspinall? How could it be anyone but this man? Like, come on. Goes in there, puts his arm on Sergey Pavlovich before the fight. Pretty much stuns Sergey Pavlovich before the fight even starts. Like, he's just saying, I'm about to do some fucking bad things to you, bro. Like, he's pretty much just letting him know, like, don't worry, this isn't personal. Like, that's how I took it. Puts his hands on his shoulder. He's like, don't worry. Like, he's tapping him on the shoulder. Don't worry, son. This isn't personal. Like, completely suns him before the fight. Like, I bet Sergey Pavlovich was second guessing himself when this motherfucker put his arm on him like that. He's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, he's so stoic. Admits he's scared before every fight. Like, come on, that is a fucking Chad thing to do. He's not putting on a fake macho man fucking persona or anything. He's just straight admits, like, no, I was shitting myself before this fight. I was absolutely shitting myself. The guy fights like a fucking Chad. He knocks people out. He chokes people out. He beats the fuck out of people. Breaks his fucking MCL, ACL, all that shit. Comes back, now on a fucking destructive run. Kills fucking Marcin Tybura. Then goes in there and fucking runs through Sergey Pavlovich. Takes some big shots on the chin. Giga Chad eats them like a fucking English breakfast. He doesn't give a shit. He went in there, he enjoyed them. He was like, tasty, give me another one. Nobody else can take them fucking big 1, 2, 3 from Sergey Pavlovich, but Tommy Aspinall, he's got that fucking granite English chin. He takes it like a fucking Chad. and then goes and knocks him out cold. Like, come on. It's gotta it's gotta be Tom Aspinall, biggest fucking Chad in the heavyweight division. Like, stoic as fuck, and he's got he's got pretty bad riz though. He's got bad riz. Have you ever been fingered by a UFC fighter before? Like, yeah, not great riz, but hey, he's still a Chad, and that was a joke. You know, that was a joke. He was getting asked weird questions by Nina Drama, so he just came back with that. It wasn't. He wasn't generally asking her. I don't think. I don't think he was asking, "What would I have to do to finger you?" You know, the man's got fucking 5 kids or something like that. That's also another Chad thing. The man reproduces a lot. That is just a Chad thing to do. Reproducing, be fruitful and multiply, as the Bible says. I respect the mindset from Tom Aspinall. Absolute fucking Chad thing to do. Just keep popping them out, Tom Aspinall. Come on, you can breed the next generation of English heavyweight champions. Come on, we need your fucking 6'5" genes to like fucking just get to the top of the heavyweight division. We need more Tom Aspinalls and less Parker Porters in the UFC heavyweight division. Respectfully to the GOAT, Parker Porter, though. So anyway, that's my heavyweight Chad. And then I'm just going to give some honourable mentions in this last little segment. So, yeah, just keep your eye, well, not even keep your eye, just keep your ears out for the next few honourable mentions. So, you know, obviously, not many you can really do at flyweight. But if I had to include another flyweight, it would be Pantoja. Just like, you know, he went in there, stuck it to his fucking dad. You know, you proud of me, dad? People thought, oh, that's a nice, kind moment. No, his dad left him. That was just a big fuck you to his dad. That's a fucking Chad move. Fuck his dad. Deadbeat father. Then for Bantamweight, you got Marlon Vera. This guy is just a pure hater. This guy fucking hates everybody. Shows no respect to any opponent. Screams, "Let's go!" before every fight. You know, doesn't shake hands with opponents. Called Jose Aldo a wanker during his fight. Gave him the wanker emoji when he was just taking him down. Gets beat up every fight. Then comes back and gets a comeback victory. Chad mindset there. Or he gets beat up the whole fight and somehow his opponent, who only get hit about 10 times, will somehow look more bloodied and bruised. The guy's got some fucking very strong skin because the guy never looks hurt, never looks cut, never looks bruised, has a granite chin. Marlon Vera is just an absolute Chad. Family man as well. So that's just another reason to add him to the Chad list. But honourable mention there. Featherweight. You gotta have Ilya Tapuria. Guy fights like a fucking Chad. Drinks wine before he's fucking... to rehydrate, I think. Like, that is just fucking crazy. The guy's a fucking vampire. The guy looks like a Chad, even though he's 5'7". He does look like a Chad. Fights like a Chad. That's why I have Ilya Tapuria as an honourable mention for featherweight Chad. Then lightweight. I'm going to go Justin Gaethje. I just feel like his mindset is very Chad, like, just kill me in there. I want my nose broken. I need my nose fixed. Like, the guy doesn't care about getting hurt in there. He just, you know, he's just trying to use this as all paid expenses so he can get his, like, fucking face fixed. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. Justin Gaethje's the type of guy to get his fucking leg broken because it's like aching a little bit. He wants a new leg or something like that. Like, I don't know. Justin Gaethje's just built a little bit differently. Like, if Justin Gaethje was in Saw, he would have escaped like in the first like 2 minutes. It would have been like a short film because he would have cut his leg off instantly, crawled out of there, got out of there. You know, oh well, Justin Gaethje saved. You know, Jigsaw would be fucking scared of this guy if he fucking kidnapped him because he would literally just like cut his leg off instantly. He'd probably eat his leg off. Like, Justin Gaethje's just built a little bit differently. For the welterweight honourable mention, I mean, you got to have Shavkat Rakhmonov. Guy's stoic as fuck. It doesn't speak English. Still, people are scared of him. Beats the fuck out of people. Has shit defense. Just eats on the chin like a Chad. Takes a lot of damage. Fucking complete finisher. All finish rate. Has Laura Sanko wet as fuck for him. You got to have Shavkat Rakhmonov. Middleweight. What's it called? What I'm trying to think of. Is it Special Juice? I don't know, I can't remember. Secret Juice, you know, you got Paulo Costa's Secret Juice. You gotta have Paulo Costa, absolute fucking Chad. Just looks like a Chad, fights like a Chad. One thing I don't have him on here, too much inactivity. You know, he's pulled out of a lot of fights. Still a Chad though, obviously, but like, you gotta use that against him a little bit. There is a lot of Chads in this division though. Marvin Vittori's a Chad, fucking blockhead Chad, meathead Chad. You got Jared Cannonier, stoic Chad. You got Roman Dolidze, adultering Chad, steals fucking JP Buys' wife. Who else is there? You know, you could argue Paul Craig's a Chad, gets chinned a lot, but still sort of chatty. Hamza Jamayev, just insane Chad. Brendan Allen, interesting guy. Just straight said, I fucking beat my children and nobody's gonna stop me from doing it. I guess that sort of Chad, I don't agree with it, but maybe he was meaning like, I don't know. He straight said he gives them hands, I think. So I don't know. Brendan Allen, interesting thing there, but there is a lot of Chads in this division, you know. I'm not going to say beating your children is a Chad thing to do, though, respectfully. Not my cup of tea. And then Jan Blakovic, Chad, fucking uses a rope, you know, a suicide victim's rope. Like, that is crazy. That is a Chad thing to do. That's a fucking Chad. Uh, you know, Jamal Hill, Chad just stands on that business. He's willing to fucking smack anybody. Uh, Rakic just looks like a Chad. You got to have him as a Chad. Alexander Rakic straight said, I'm going to fight boring unless they pay me more. Like, that is a Chad thing to do. Like, I'm not going in there to fucking go and have wars if you're not going to pay me right. Like, that is a Chad mindset to have. Like, the guy's just looking for money. You know, pay me more money and I'll fight like the Chad I am. Like, that is a Chad thing to do. Then the heavyweight division, just Chad after Chad. You know, Sergey Pavlovich, Chad. Cyril Gahn, sort of a Chad. Didn't like the whole not fighting Aspinall, I'm getting the title shot thing. And he is French. He did tap really easily to John Jones. And even though John Jones isn't a great person, he is a Chad. You can't deny his Chad status. Uh, who else is there? You know, Stipe, yeah, let's say Stipe Miocic. He's a bit of a Chad. Obviously an older Chad, but still a Chad. Alexander Volkov, absolute fucking Chad. He was at that UFC 293 press conference. Everyone's talking shit to each other. And they just got Volkov just like fucking sitting there playing on his Nintendo Switch. He doesn't give a fuck. He's just there because he's waiting to beat the shit out of Tai Tuivasa. And he goes in there and beats the shit out of Tai Tuivasa. So anyway, those are my honorable mentions for the Chads. So this is my complete UFC Chad list. So if you did make it this far into the video, make sure you give this video a like. Let me know your thoughts. What Chads did I miss? Who would you have as your best Chad? Put your Chads list down in the comments section below for every weight division. Who is your Chad? And yeah, if you're not already subscribed, put on the notifications. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.